The two of them threatened me together. I knew Luna wouldn't sign the agreement. It's just that. It was the freedom she said she was restricted by me. I gave it to her. Now she's the one who doesn't want it. I shook my head and went into my room, not bothering with the two anymore. Luna and Landon's plan was half-baked. But there was more waiting for me than a glass of milk with sleeping pills. Later that day, Luna started using the internet to attack me. The video of that day was edited to show me pouring milk on her. At the end of the video, she tearfully accused me of abusing her over the years. She created an image of herself as an orphan who had been controlled by a perverted CEO for years. With this made-up story, she actually gained a lot of fan support and even got a lot of rewards from it. Many of my business rivals also helped her secretly. She even got a reporter to discredit me. I was pushed into the hot search and internet storms followed. That's when she called me back. "Mom, did you like the Mother's Day gift I got you?" She laughed out loud on the other end of the line. Today is Mother's Day. For the past 20 years, Luna hadn't once remembered Mother's Day. She continued, "Now I want more than $300, Zoro. I want 10 million. Or else. I hear your company's share price is falling." Luna was right. This cyber incident has had a huge impact even on my company. Since she touched my bottom line so quickly, I don't have to be soft. I hung up the phone and sent the recording of the conversation to my lawyer and to the company's PR department. Professionals are efficient. The recording of Luna threatening me was soon put on the hit list, and the milk spill in the living room, and a video of her giving me sleeping pills. I didn't hesitate to release them. Luna could never have imagined. The day I was reborn, I installed HD cameras all over the house. As for why Luna suddenly asked for so much money, Landon was behind it. That morning, he saw that I gave him $300, zero without blinking. Naturally, he realized how powerful I was, and that's when he persuaded Luna to threaten me with more money. It also gave the two of them more money to start their own business. All their plans were recorded on camera, but I didn't release this video. Public opinion on the internet changed in an instant. Luna became the target of cyber violence. The whole world knew about it. She's the one who doesn't know what's good for her. One of the orphanages I've been supporting for years came out to speak for me at the same time. They displayed all the money they donate every year, and every child in the orphanage drew a picture of me. In the paintings, all the fun times I spent with them, so they all remember. At this moment, the voice on the internet has clearly turned against me. Those bought and paid for marketing numbers and water armies have publicly apologized to me. Among them, there was a girl who caught my attention. Before I clarified, she spoke up for me with her V credentials and kept sending me messages of encouragement. It probably means I'm a kind person. She was once helped by me. She hoped that I wouldn't be affected by the cyber violence, but she didn't reveal her name. I clicked into her account to thank her. I only saw some of her daily life that she occasionally shared. She looks like I've seen her somewhere before. I remembered. This is Linz Ia, a student I sponsored back then. I sponsored her from junior high school to university. But why didn't I recognize her immediately? Because of Luna. Linz Ia lost her parents in a natural disaster. She had excellent grades since she was a child. I learned from her teachers that she was very understanding and hardworking. I sponsored her. Every year, Linky got excellent grades. She even wrote me letters to share them with me. She also drew pictures for me. As a thank you, I still remember that day. I was so happy with Linky's drawings that I shed tears. But when Luna saw it, she tried to kill herself. She cried that someone was stealing her mother from her. I was shocked by her extreme behavior. in order to stabilize her. I promised her that I wouldn't support Linkia anymore, so I withdrew my nominal support. But I still made anonymous donations to Linkia in private. Every time I gave her money, I didn't leave my name. I just left her a message, don't give up on your dreams, no matter what. I only said this because I was afraid she'd be upset if I suddenly canceled the support. Now it seems, not only did she not give up, but she realized her dream. Looking at her credentials, she's now a famed illustrator who graduated from a prestigious school. Lindsay contacted me and offered to meet me. I agreed. In the meantime, Luna also contacted me again. It seems that the money from the fans has been spent again. I changed the locks at home. After all, if she can give me sleeping pills, she might do something else. This time on the phone, Luna changed her temperament completely. She begged for forgiveness in a low voice. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. Everything that happened was because of Landon. He made me do it. I was wrong, Mom. I'm sorry, Mama. Can you forgive me? My daughter, I haven't seen you die yet. Why can't I forgive you? I won't say a word. Lin Yao spoke again. Mother, you're the only family I have in this world. Do you still remember? When you brought me home, you told me you and I would live together. Mommy, have you forgotten? Of course I haven't forgotten. When I adopted Luna, she had a sparkle in her eye. 20 years have passed. The daughter I worked so hard to raise is trying to kill me. And every time I think about it, I regret the choice I made. I haven't forgotten. My answer was cooler than I thought it would be. Mom, let's meet. I'll buy you dinner. I was wrong. I want to apologize to you. I agreed to Luna's invitation. But before that, I decided to seal Inzia first. Luna didn't matter to me anymore. Sitting in front of me, Lin's Aya was a sensible child. Unlike Luna, her eyes were pure and kind. When she saw me, she couldn't stop talking. Mommy, I finally see you again. When Lin's Aya wrote to me, she also called me Mom in the same way. Thanks to your financial support, I've had a better life and a chance to study. Lin's eyes welled up with the tears. I'm still a little embarrassed about the cancellation of the sponsorship. I'm still a bit embarrassed. When Lin's Aya saw that I didn't say anything, she laughed easily and said, Mom, I know that you were the one who made the anonymous grant. Isn't that right? I couldn't hide the surprise in my eyes. How did you know? She took my hand on the table. It's your handwriting. It's your handwriting. I remember when I wrote her a letter of encouragement. Then I left her an anonymous message. I didn't think she'd recognize my handwriting. I didn't hide it from her. I told her the reason why I canceled the sponsorship back then. I told her about the cancellation and the anonymous funding. Lin's Aya froze for a while when she learned the truth. Her eyes were full of remorse. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd caused you such a big misunderstanding and trouble for your family. I shook my head with tears in my eyes. It's okay. You are a good boy. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I didn't say any more. Lin's Aya also knows about Luna's story. I don't need to say anything else. Lin's Aya and I had a good chat. I learned that she's been doing charity work for a few years. We got to talking more and more. She kept calling me Mom. It was a great comfort to me. Lin's Aya and I had so much to talk about. It was getting close to the time I was supposed to meet Luna. Luckily, we were at the same place. I said goodbye to Lin's Aya in a hurry. After seeing Lin's Aya to the door, she smiled sweetly and waved at me. Bye, Mom. See you later. I turned around and bumped into Luna. She was staring at Lin's Aya's back with a fierce look on her face. She questioned me. Is she your new daughter? I snorted. She's so old, do I need to raise her? Luna didn't answer. Instead, she stared in the direction Lindsay left and didn't take her eyes off her for a long time. At the dinner table, Luna was uncharacteristically gentle with me. She even told me. She told me that Landon was the one who threatened her to do what he did. She had no choice. Oh, Mom, we've been a mother and a daughter for so many years. I don't want it to be ruined because of that man. As far as I know, she hasn't separated from Lucy Hu. This meal is also part of their plan to murder me. Luna, you know I feel sorry for you. I don't want anything to happen to you. I told her patiently on the surface. In fact, her death has nothing to do with me. In my last life, Luna took advantage of my love for her. She tortured me over and over again. I didn't realize until the moment I died. In the course of one meal, Luna cried so many times. She only stopped crying when my attitude eased. What Luna didn't know was that I had already died once. Her tears were already crocodile tears in my heart. But in the end, she and I made up. It's just that mother and daughter have different hearts. In her eyes, I'm still the same mother who just dotes on her daughter as before. Luna was back in the house. She was still seeing Landon behind my back. I almost caught her a couple of times. I even went out of my way to avoid them before they found me. Lately, they've been seeing each other more and more. Sometimes Luna stayed out all night. I had a feeling they'd be coming after me soon. But I didn't think they'd involve the innocent Lindsay. Since we met Lindsay, we've been in touch a lot, mostly about charity issues. Lindsay and I went to a primary school for charity work. Then we went home. In the evening, I remembered that she still had some information with her. I called her, but to my surprise, on the other end of the line came a girl's helpless plea for help, and a girl's threatening voice. Beat this bitch up. I frowned. The voice sounded familiar. You want to steal from me, don't you? Let me tell you something. That old woman's property is all mine. You can't have any of it. I was shocked. It's Luna. The next thing I knew, there was the sound of kicking and punching, and Lindsay's heartbreaking cries. I hung up and called the police. Unfortunately, by the time the police found Lindsay's location, Luna and her gang had already run away. I rushed to the hospital. Luckily, Lindsay wasn't badly hurt. Maybe Luna was giving her a warning. Lindsay told me. She didn't tell the police the truth. She said she didn't know the man who hurt her. I know she did it because of me. In fact, she recognized Luna. I'm sorry. Lindsay, I'm the one who got you into trouble. I took Linkia's bruised hand in mine. Linkia was lying on the hospital bed, shaking her head. In my heart, I felt nothing but regret for Lindsay. What I saw reminded me of one thing. It was time to send Luna away. Since Luna came home to live with me, Luna's temperament has changed drastically since she came home to live with me. She plays the role of an emotionally stable daughter every day. She even cooks for me from time to time. I knew she was trying to get me to let my guard down. That day when I came home from the hospital, Luna cooked another big meal. I didn't expect her to act so quickly. She also brought me a bowl of hot chicken soup. The chicken soup still has sleeping pills in it, but I didn't drink it. It didn't take long. I pretended to fall into a deep sleep. I was just playing along with her. The next day, Luna got the call that I was taken to the hospital. She and Luz Ilin rushed into the ward. But when they saw me safe and sound in the hospital bed, they looked very different and let go of their hands immediately. Mom, are you alright? Luna stammered in disbelief. I'm fine. Landon, you're here too. I smiled at them both. Landon nodded sheepishly at me. Luna approached me and looked me over again to make sure I was okay. Didn't the doctor say you were in a car accident? I said as if nothing had happened. Yes, I was. The car's brakes failed somehow. Luckily, I realized in time and crashed into a tree. I'm fine. The traffic police said my car had been tampered with. The police have been involved in the investigation. Speaking of which, I gave Landa a meaningful look. I'm sure he's a smart guy. He'll know what I mean. The two of them looked complicated and more disappointed. They stood still for half a day, unable to speak. I didn't even touch the car. I called the garage early morning when I realized the problem and asked them to tow it away. This hospital is under my name. The doctor who called them will listen to me. From the moment Luna excitedly ran into the ward, I completely erased the last vestige of love I had for her. She wasn't even a little bit saddened to learn that her mother, who had raised her for 20 years, was dying. Humanity has long since died in her heart. When he heard about the police investigation, Landon panicked. If the police come after him, he'll get away with it. Actually, I didn't call the police at all. I just wanted him to hurry and take Lou back to the park in northern Burma. Sure enough, he fell for the trap and took Lou's hand and knelt down in front of my hospital bed. Auntie, Luna and I didn't tell you we were still together. It's our fault. But we were afraid of disappointing you. That's why we hid it from you. The things we did before were because we didn't know any better. But Luna and I really love each other. When I heard what happened to you, I'm determined to face it with Luna. You can see my sincerity. As he said that, he secretly tugged on Luna. Luna didn't seem to have recovered from the incident. She just nodded along mechanically. I laughed in my heart. The fish has finally bitten. Landon, I don't want to make things difficult for you. I just don't want Luna to suffer with you. I'm still playing the difficult role of a loving mother in front of them. I could tell by the way you two are anxious. You really care about Luna and me. I'll leave her in your hands. I feel relieved. I put on a loving face and looked at the two of them and said in a heartfelt manner, since you want to pursue your dreams, as an elder, I should support you. You go abroad. I'll pay for the initial expenses, but in the future, you still have to rely on your own efforts. Landon nodded impatiently. My words just now have already given enough hints. So naturally, he was eager to take the step I gave him. Besides, he still has Luna, who he thinks is his bargaining chip. He didn't have to worry about the money. The next day when I was discharged from the hospital, the two of them had already packed their bags and booked their flights. Luna took my bank card and hugged me excitedly. Thank you. Mom, I promised Luna that I'd send money to her bank card when she went abroad. In fact, there wasn't a cent in the card. I gently stroked Lou's head. I couldn't help but smile at the thought of her being sent to Burma. Take good care of yourself over there. Call me if anything happens. Landon looked at me with a relaxed face. Auntie, don't worry. I'll take good care of Luna. I nodded my head. Of course you will. He'll take good care of Luna. I finished the last scene with the two of them. I waved goodbye to Luna. On the way home, I looked at Luna's photo in the car and ripped it off. From now on, I was alone again. 5 hours later, I received a message from Luna. Mommy, why is there no balance on the card? I didn't reply. I just turned it off. I thought about what Landon would do to Luna if he was cheated. I even looked forward to it. I went back to my senses and took a hot shower. There was a time when I tried to pull Luna back from the abyss, but she kept pushing me into the abyss, even wanting me dead. She even hurt the innocent Lindsay. She deserved all this. I didn't expect that. Within a few days, I received a distress call from Luna. Mommy, help me, help me. It's Luna. On the other end of the line, Luna was crying her heart out and screaming miserably. I was silent for half a day before I spoke. What's wrong? Was Landon bad for you? He's evil. He's an animal. Before she could finish her sentence, I heard the sound of a heavy slap. I think she's been taught a lesson. In the past, when she's been mean to me, I'd feel pain. Now it's time to show her that not everyone will let her get away with it. The phone was answered by a man with a thick voice. Mr. Lin, we've got your daughter. If you don't want her to suffer, give us some money to take care of her. Then take good care of her. I closed my eyes and hung up. I received a few more videos. They were sent from Luna's mobile phone. In the videos, Luna was being beaten up. She was crying out for her mom on the other end. I didn't finish the videos. I forwarded it to the police. As a result of my report, Landon's side of the park was targeted by the local police. The crooks were enraged and blamed it all on Luna. She suffered more. By the time I saw the last video, she was dying. I didn't watch any of the later videos and deleted them without hesitation. I even changed my phone number. I think about the years I spent raising Luna. I almost lost myself. I had no personal life at all. I was so focused on her. I loved her so much. But all I got in return was her murder. Maybe I shouldn't have adopted her in the first place. But that's all behind me now. There's no more Luna in my world. It's like I never adopted her. When Lindsay found out about this, she comforted me. Whenever she could, she would come to the house to keep me company. Of course, we also had more time to do charity work together at the orphanage and give free lessons to the children at the primary school in the mountain village. At this moment, I felt like I was truly reborn. End of story.